It says I'm live. Hello, dreamers. Anybody out there? Let me share this out again. Let's see how I do that. I'm going to do that from my phone. Maybe I'll get a little high tech here and like learn stuff. There it is. Share. So I will just wait for y'all to show up. But hey, Sherry, how are you? I'm going to go ahead and post this to my Facebook to share it out. Post. Now let me see if I can figure out how to do it again. Hang on. I am so technology challenged. It's not funny. Okay, how many days until you're here? I know you're counting down. It's like 16 now or 15. $16. That's funny. I know I was counting down the days until I moved here because, yeah. And it seemed like it took forever. Do you guys have storms out there still, or did they all pass? I want to see if I can watch comments on my phone, but I have to mute it. How do you mute this? I want to see if I can watch comments on my phone. Oh, duh, the volume. Okay, there. I'm going to see if the comments show up better or faster on my phone than they do on this StreamYard app. I was going to try and go live from my new camera, but that's a whole new learning curve. And I was like, you know what? I just don't feel like learning new stuff today. Oh, you have them all through next week? Oh, my goodness. I don't think ours are that bad right now. I think I'm hoping that they're supposed to clear up. I haven't looked, but I don't think that there's any rain in the forecast tonight or tomorrow. So let's hope and pray. So I have a funny story to tell. I think you might have seen it on my Facebook, but I did that live the other day. And then I went over and I talked to Jan and Susan, and come to find out that there was tornado warnings for our county, for our area, the night before that bad storm that my cats were up watching out the window. Hello. I can't read. Nazia, hello. There were some bad storms, and my cats were up in the window watching it, and then the next morning I woke up. Dilly, come. The next morning I woke up, I did my live. Then I went over to talk to Jan and Susan, and that's when I found out that there were tornado warnings, but I didn't get any notification on my phone at all. So I had no idea. So here I was laying there, trying to tell the dog, hey, it's okay, stop, panting and stressing so much. And hey, Chrissy, is that why they call you Chrissy Boo? Anyhow, and come to find out it was tornadoes warnings the whole time. So I need to figure out how to get those warnings on my phone. That would be kind of important. All the settings are on it correct, but yeah, I'm glad I didn't blow away either. But my stupid cats were like up in the window, just checking it all out, watching the lightning every 3 seconds. So, yeah. I do not have a radio. I probably should get one, but I don't listen to the radio or watch TV, so I don't see a lot of that stuff. I probably should, but I don't know. Anyhow, so I was going to give you guys some updates. Yeah, this tornado, that was pretty wild and crazy. I know my aunt moved from California, where they have all these earthquakes. She moved from California to Missouri. This was quite a few years ago. And the weekend that she moved in, we laughed because she told us later that she moved in that weekend. They were unpacking. She wasn't paying attention. And then all of a sudden, she found out like the next day or 2 days later that there were tornadoes that night. And they were like totally oblivious to it. And she had no idea. And so we laughed at her. And then here, pretty much the same thing happened. Weather alerts automatically come through for mine. Maybe you need a new app or something. I think I need a new phone because it's set up on the phone for weather alerts and it's set up for my local, wherever I am. It doesn't matter, if it has my current address or whatever. It's supposed to tell me wherever I am that it's from, that it's got a weather alert, but it hasn't. And the other thing that happened that night was there's a cat that's around here that was a stray, and Jan and Susan were feeding it. And then that night during those storms, the cat was fighting with another cat outside. And so not only did I have thunder and lightning, but I had these cats just horribly meowing at each other. And the next day, the cat that that's been hanging around here, he came in. He was all, what do you call it? He's all beat up. He's dirty. It looked like he was sleeping underneath a car or something. So he had all this oil on him and stuff. So I've kind of taken him in. I know, another cat. That's the one that they were trying to get me to take when I first moved here, though. So it's the same cat. It's not another one. But he was like tore up the next morning. So he slept out in those storms. He must have, because he was soaking wet. He was greasy and oily and stuff. So last night, the last 2 nights, he's been in here at night. And he used to like not even want to come near me. But now he's been sleeping in here at night. Last night, he actually let me give him a bath to get some of that oil off of him. So, but then come up 4 o'clock in the morning, he wants out and he is very vocal. So he got let out at 4 in the morning. All right, let's see. Phones are weird. Yes. Nazia from Pakistan, Karachi. I have no idea where that is. But wow, nice. Okay, let's see. Looks bright down there today. Jan installed another window in the tiny little cabin that I'm staying in here. So that was awesome because I had no cross breeze before and it was getting really, really muggy. So now I have a window that I could put my air conditioner in. She also put in an outlet outside so I can run another extension cord so I could put in the air conditioner I brought up. I'm just hoping that air conditioner works. Let's see. Well, Sherry, when you get here, I have a stray kitty you can keep. Let's see. I think people are just dumping the cats down here. Yes, but they have 3 over there. I brought my 2 with me, and then they have 3 over there. So good morning, Ed. Sorry, I am once again behind on comments. Let's see. Oh, poor little kitty. Okay, hey. Yeah, he's a badass cat. And he's a long hair, and he has long hair, and he's losing his summer coat or his winter coat. So he's like all matted and stuff. So I had to cut out some of the mouths under his arms and stuff last night. But he was just laying there purring and let me wash him. So, let's see. I'm just reading all these conversations. Jan is too nice. Yes. Yeah, the crazy cat compound. Well, I had 3 cats when I was in Washington. I left Mighty Mo with my sister because he was a bottle-fed brat and he didn't get along really well with other animals. And so I knew that if I brought him up here, he'd be constantly fighting with Jan and Susan's cats. And I didn't want that for him. So I left him there with my sister, and I brought the 2 sisters with me. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll have another cat. Uh, yeah, I'm meant to have 3 cats apparently. Although there's like spitting matches at night between my 2 girls and this other kitty. So we'll see. Hi, Drops Family Garden. Good to see you. I'm always afraid when I do these lives that like no one's going to show up and I'm going to be sitting here talking to the wall or whatever, but I don't know why. Anyhow, so yeah, Ginger Snap is what Jen and Susan named that cat, and he's been hanging out here at night, so we'll see. Maybe I'll keep him if he gets along with the girls. I told you that we added the window. Oh, you know, the other thing I didn't mention to you guys the other day when I did my live was that I quit smoking. It's been over 3 weeks now. It was 3 weeks ago. Let's see, I quit on the 14th or the 13th at midnight. So the 14th was my first smoke-free day. And I don't even know what the date is today, the 6th. So I think it's a little over 3 weeks now. And that's going really, really well. You make a good wall. How am I feeling with the not smoking? I think I'm sleeping more, but other than that, and eating more. But other than that, it's going okay. I mean, I forget. So it's not like I'm like sitting here going, oh my God, I need a cigarette. It's been going really good, which is the reason why I forgot to mention it when I did the live the other day. So yeah, hello, Minnesota gal. How are you? Okay, and then what else do I have? Oh my gosh. So now I'm trying to get an address for my property. And I have a heck of a time trying to get anybody in this state to call me back for anything. Like I'm constantly leaving messages and waiting and leaving messages and waiting. It's like the bane of my existence. But there's so much I can't do until I have an address over there. Like I'll have the electric should be installed any day. I've already paid for that. They're coming out and putting a new pole. So they're taking the old pole out, putting a new pole in. And then, but I'd have to have garbage service over there. I can't do that without an address. I have to, I mean, it's just like everything is waiting on this address. And I have, hi, Victoria. I have no street address over there. And you have to get the street address through 911. Well, I called them. The gal that I talked to on the phone had no idea how to do it. So she was going to have her supervisor call me back. And I've left 2 more messages and still no supervisor. So, yeah, it just seems like everything. And then I have to call the county road maintenance almost daily because I need to get some gravel put on the road down there because it's mudding up right by where my house is going. And I'm like having to call them almost daily. It's just, and no one calls back. So yeah, it's just waiting and waiting and waiting for others. But you know what? It'll all happen in God's time. I know it'll all come together. It's just all this footwork that's annoying. Let's see. Packing to move soon. Minnesota gal, where are you moving to? I know I saw a video where you talked about it, but I can't remember where it was that you were moving to. And I'm looking to see. Drops Family Garden says, I quit smoking over 2 decades ago, several thousand times. You know what? I quit for 10 years. I quit for 4 years. I quit again for another year. And then I quit for like 4 years. And then I started again. So I am so over quitting. I quit quitting. This is it. I'm done. People wouldn't like you if you stopped smoking, Ed. It's not so bad if you can get past the first like 7 to 10 days, then it's not so bad. But okay, I'm just looking to see if I missed any more. I said hello to Victoria, right? I hope so. Let's see. Oh, this is all you guys just saying hi to each other. So good. There is no address on the deed, Drops. So what happened out here is that back in the 60s, they they divided up all this land and they put it up for sale. They were going to make a resort. And then the economy stopped. And so the resort never got built. The streets never got paved. And then those people that bought those lots have like died or sold them or whatever. And so it's basically a forest out here that has all these lots subdivided, but and they ran the electricity and stuff, but they only give you an address once you have a house on it or you're getting a house on it or something. So no address on the deed, just the assessor's parcel number. To a small town near the mother-in-law for now. Condo sold, so we couldn't be too picky. Oh, okay. But you're still going to be in Minnesota? That was to Minnesota gal. Been there on the quitting smoking. Finally won the battle. I'm hoping that this is, I've won as long as I never pick it up again. So I'm going to call myself a winner. A cat resort. Yeah, Chrissy, thanks. A cat and crazy lady resort. Let's see. No, there are no restrictions here. Well, I say that, but then there is a 5-foot easement in between property lines, and then there is a 10-foot easement from the roads. So, but that's about all the restrictions. Okay, and Victoria says, yes, you said hello, and I am praying God helps you any way you need every night. Thank you so much, Victoria. Chrissy and those cats. Now, I wish somebody would like drop off a stray puppy. That would be kind of cool because I want to get a second dog, but just not yet. Still in Minnesota, unfortunately, but far away from the Minneapolis area. That's good. I don't think I could ever live in a city again. That would I don't know. I don't think I'd ever sleep if I had to live in a city. I'm sure Jan and Susan would agree too, Chrissy. There are no restrictions on the lot. So, that's a positive and a negative. There's no restrictions out here. So there's nobody, I could build any shack that I want. But the negative to that is people can build whatever they want. So that's kind of why I'm trying to buy up as much of the property around me as possible so that I don't have somebody in a shack or a shed living next to me. Not that sheds are bad. I'm just talking some of the buildings out here are really, really bad. So, they're like built out of pallets and stuff. And so, yeah, I don't think I'd want somebody like that in my line of sight right outside my door. So I want to buy up as much of the land as I can, but just give me a buffer. But yeah, there's good and bad when it comes to no restrictions. And, you don't know what these people are doing as far as electricity or if it's up to code or if it's a fire hazard, and it kind of puts you in a situation where it could be dangerous. So, yeah. Let's see. You would have a blast to be my neighbor. JCPenney robbed at gunpoint 2 blocks from the condo last week. See, that's why I couldn't do the city. The last time I lived in a big city was in California, and there was a little boy that got shot right around the corner from my work. I worked in Oakland at the time, and he got shot. He was just doing piano lessons inside a building, and they were robbing a gas station across the street, and they shot a gun and it hit the little boy and paralyzed him. So that was a big shock to me. I had just gone through the intersection when that happened. And then I had to have some surgeries and stuff. So I had stopped working. And when I was recovering from my surgery, there's a little boy on my street that was shot and killed as a gang initiation. And that's when I decided to move to the mountains in California. Just kind of freaked out because it was the dangers were getting too close to home. So that was the last big city I lived in, was down in California. I don't think I could do that again. Let's see. You had to drive by at your house. My nephew was actually killed in a drive-by shooting. He was 30 years old, and he was in Stockton, California, and it was on New Year's Eve, and they drove by and shot into a crowd and killed him in front of his kids and his wife and everything. So it was pretty. The bullet missed your head by inches. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see, I don't think I could do that, Sherry. That's what I mean. Like, if I lived in a city, I don't think I'd ever sleep again. I'd be like wide awake and worried all night long. Yeah, it's just too much, and I know it's not like that everywhere. Like in Washington, where we lived, I lived in a little town that had 432 people. My sister and I were the two. And then I lived in another bigger town, but it was it was more rural, so everybody was spread out more. So we still had idiots, but not like it was in the big city. Yeah, I always get like even if I have to go to the city now, when they get like the one-way streets and all the lights and the traffic lights and stuff. Oh darn, that was the guy about my mobile home, so I guess I'll have to call him back. Anyhow, when they get the traffic lights and the one-way streets and all the cars and whatever, I just kind of like freak out now because it's too much stuff. Yeah, I bet, Sherry. See, you just need to get out of Colorado. Dilly, my dog, who never wandered off before, keeps wandering off. When she's here, she'll just like take off, so I have to keep an eye on her. Yeah, Spokane. When I was in Washington, it was even just going down to Chehalis, which is like a tiny town. There was too many one-way streets and cars and stuff, and I hated it. My mom lived down in Chehalis, so when I was taking care of her, so I shouldn't say that was the last city I lived in, because I lived with my mom in Chehalis when I was taking care of her, but I didn't really go anywhere. I went to the store and then went back home to take care of mom. So it wasn't that big of a issue. Hello, Rocky Mountain High. I like that name. That's cool. But yeah, when I had to go, when I made appointments and stuff, they would try and make them in Olympia. And I was like, yeah, no, anywhere but Olympia. I'm not going there. Exactly, Sherry. And, I mean, not that shootings don't happen out here too, because living in the woods, there's like hunting season, and there's certain times a year where I'm told you have to wear the safety vests when you're on your own property, because you're just trying to be safe, because there are hunters in the woods here. But at least then it's an accident, not a drive-by shooting. So still don't want to get shot though. I used to visit Denver a lot. I am doing good. I survived the storms, though I didn't realize that they were as bad as they were, I guess. Okay, Sherry, that is so funny that you say that you're in Aurora, because that's the town that I used to visit a lot. We used to drive. We used to fly back to Denver for the home games for the Broncos, and we'd stay in Aurora at my mother-in-law's house. Well, thank you, Rocky Mountain High. I appreciate it. So yeah, the only other update I have is that I am still waiting on this mobile home to be delivered, and I had called the guy who's going to be moving it to see what we're looking like, as far as when it's going to be on the schedule. And I left him a message, and he just tried to call me back during this live. So now I will have to give him a call when I'm done. But hopefully he's got some good news for me, and I can get this mobile home moved out here. because I want to get to work on it. I'm watching the materials, the cost of materials increase and increase and increase. Like every time I check the websites, they've gone up even more, and it's getting kind of scary that, you know, I want to get started on this house before they go skyrocketing, you know, even more. And yeah. Let's see. Drops Family Garden says, yeah, I had the bushes rattle a few times when I used to go duck hunting. Figured I better quit hunting because too many idiots out there. Yep. Even in Washington, we had the river right behind us, and they would go duck hunting on the river, and we'd have to, oh my goodness, nobody ever calls me, and now all of a sudden everybody's calling. See all those phone calls I've been waiting back, you know, for a call back? They're all going to call now that I'm doing a live. Okay, Chrissy, we'll see you later. But yeah, in Washington, we had the river right behind us, and we would sometimes have to call out like, hey, there's houses over here, you know, don't be shooting at us. Okay. Minnesota gal says, crossing my fingers and eyes for you. Don't drive with crossed eyes. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, Homestead Aquarius. How are you? Buy now while supplies last. I am getting, you know, I get into fear, but then I remember that I'm supposed to be in faith. So faith over fear. I really need that shirt that says faith over fear. Actually, I need a sign in front of my face. I want to hurry up and get this house here and get started on it. I'm like jumping at the bit. Today we're going to go to Harbor Freight, and I will get to pick up some shovels and rakes and pickaxes and stuff like that so that I can start clearing the garden area. And then hopefully, at least that'll give me something to do. I'm also going to pick up some wood. I have to bring, you know, a fortune of money so I could pick up some wood because I want to build an outdoor outhouse and shower area. And then if the house still doesn't show up, maybe I'll start building a chicken coop or something. But because I got to get busy over there. Right now it's waiting for this mobile to show up. So let's see. Ed's Crazy Homestead says, how many wrong burgers going to be so high very soon that no one will be able to afford to build a doghouse? Yeah, the cost of materials is just astronomical right now. Rocky Mountain High says, my uncle always says, live with the spirit of fear. Yeah, that's true. Always says, don't live with the spirit of fear. That is the reason why I don't watch television and mainstream media news and stuff like that, is they, you know, want to keep you in fear at all times. That's how they control you. And that's why I don't watch it. Yeah, lumber prices, they're going up higher and higher and higher every single day. It's crazy. Okay, this is loading really slow. Drops Family Garden says, I have an old dog house and some pallets, extra coop, maybe made out of those. You know what, Drops, you should like start dismantling them and selling the wood because that stuff's like gold right now. And what's funny is I don't understand at all why the prices of wood are going up. I've been given a bunch of different reasons, but none of them make sense. It's like, you know, unless the trees caught Rona, there is no reason to be, you know, it's not like we have this shortage of wood. We don't. So I think it's just price gouging. And I've been wanting to get some land and build a cabin for a while. Well, I'm doing it. I was going to build a cabin, but now I'm refinishing a mobile home instead because of the cost of materials, but it'll be a home. That's good. Um, okay, what is a hoop house, Sherry? I've never heard of that. You mean like the kind that they plant food in, or plants in? Yep, I've got the tools, Rocky Mountain High. I need the materials. And when I first got here, my plan was to build from the ground up. And then I started looking at the cost of materials, and it was just not going to happen. And so then I bought the mobile home, but now I'm looking at the cost of materials and really getting scared that I'm going to run out of money before I even get anything built. Um, Drops Family Garden says, I actually bought some wood last year and it's just sitting in my cargo trailer, 54 by 8s, some pressure treated stuff and paneling. Hey, Drops, you could always bring that out to me here. Some trade deal of some kind with Canada went south on lumber. That still doesn't make sense because we don't get a lot of our lumber from Canada. It's like, I don't know. See, I've been told so many different stories, and each place has a different reason, and nobody really knows. PVC and throw plastic over it. There you go. That's like living in a glass house, though. I don't know. Yeah, Sherry. It would be awesome, except for here in the summertime, I think it would get really, really hot in there, and you need an air conditioner. Mobile home is a better way to go if you can get one. Cost too much to build a house right now. Exactly. So I think most of you guys have watched that video that I put up on what I bought, but the mobile home itself was $2,500. And then the cost to move it, because I'm going state to state, was $3,800 so far. It might be more by the time they get it here. And because it's all about permits for 2 different states and how far they're moving it, whether or not they have to weld on the tongue and whatnot. So it still might be even more than $3,800 to move it. And then I have the cost of gutting it and replacing everything. And there's a lot of materials I already have. Like I already have all the wiring. I already have some of the breakers that I'm going to need. Stuff like that, which that stuff gets expensive, but I'm really concerned about the wood, and I know I'm going to need a mini split. And, if those go up in price, I may be in trouble. So let's see. The Apricot tiny house is right. Okay. Most of our lumber comes from Canada. See, now, well, I'm used to the West Coast, and most of it came right there from Washington and Oregon. So maybe that's why the prices there weren't as high, but that's kind of crazy. What all these shortages are is the mandates on how many workers they can have in a plant at a time. See, I don't know. I've been told different things. It's kind of crazy. Somebody else told me it was a trade deal from China, and I'm like, we don't really get wood from China. I think that's the other way around. If I get this property, Ed says, if I get this property I have to build a 1,200 square foot home that would cost me a huge amount of money. Yes. Now, Ed's Crazy Homestead, where are you looking at? Are you looking in Arkansas? Things are very expensive right now. Okay. However, the economic games are being played on us for sure. Smoke and mirrors. Yep. The big club doesn't like us. Homestead Aquarius, I agree 100%. I mean, I see them like handing out all these stimulus checks, but then everything's going up in price. It's like, seems kind of, it doesn't make sense. It's like you're raising everything, but you're trying to stimulate the economy. And yeah, it doesn't make sense. I think it all just comes out in the wash in the long run. But yes, they are definitely anchoring it to the ground, especially after these storms that we had this last week. I'm like, yeah, you better tie that down. Really good. Okay. I agree, Ed. That's my problem. And I just don't have the skills. Don't have the skills for what, Sherry? Oh, the cost of the building a house. Yeah. And building the house from the ground up, especially a 1,200 square foot house would be, I think that would be daunting even to me. I mean, it could be done, but then you also have all the inspections out there and, you know, the cost of the permits and stuff like that. And that's what I couldn't do. Drops Family Garden says, if you want to see future shortages, all you have to do is look at the Baltic Dry Index. Yep. I think you're the one who told me about that, Drops. We were in a different live and you had told me about that Baltic Dry Index. Hello, 9252 Life Off Grid. Why is that so hard to say? I am doing okay. I'm like learning all about there's a lot of differences between the Pacific Northwest or the West Coast and back here, and I'm learning all those. Seems like in a crash course. And Ed says, Sherry, I have the skills, but not the finances to build that big of a house for just one person. And you know what? I don't know that anybody has the finances to build a 1,200 square foot house today because of the price of everything. Yeah, Drop, I agree with that 100%. Small piece of land in an unincorporated area, a few codes, little tiny house. That is the ticket for me. And that's exactly what I'm doing, Homestead Aquarius. I mean, I don't think I could find cheaper land than what I got. And the size of my house, I wanted to go even tinier. I mean, I was coming from a 14 by 28. And I wanted to go like 14 by 32 because I wanted a mud room for here or a laundry room because I didn't need that in Washington. And wound up with a 14 by 56, which is still a whole lot cheaper. I think even after I finish it all off, it's still going to be a lot cheaper than buying another shed out here. But yeah, I think the 14 by 56 is going to be a good size for me because it also, you know, I was thinking about getting rid of the spare room, but then if I have friends that want to come out and visit or whatever, then maybe I want to keep that spare room. So I think I'll just keep the spare room and use it like as a office or something in the meantime, or store more food and stuff in there and have that spare room in case people want to come out and visit or what have you. Let's see. West Coast real estate was unattainable. I couldn't find an acre of land for less than 15,000, and then you still have all the restrictions on it. There are so many restrictions back there. I don't think that there's an area in Washington State that doesn't have restrictions or building requirements and what have you. I know 14 by 56 is huge. It's like double what I had in Washington. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all that space. It seems kind of daunting. And then it seems, you know, 14 by 56, that means more materials on the inside to finish it off. But I don't have to do it all at once. As long as it's all dried in, then I can finish off the rooms later. There's a house for sale there. For sale, super cheap on 2 acres. And that's in my area, Sherry. But yeah, the West Coast that's the whole reason why I left that area and moved out here, was it was not going to be attainable. I'd have wound up renting for the rest of my life. And I no longer wanted to live where other people told me what I could and couldn't do. Let me see. Super cheap on 2 acres. Sherry, I'm curious where it's at because, and if you message me the address, I'll go look at it. 12 by 24 is too big for me in many ways. I like little. What I'm in right now, Homestead Aquarius is 12 by 20, 12 by 16. Yeah, 12 by 16. This little hunting cabin that I'm staying in. And it is nice. It's quaint, but I think for long term and for doing a homestead, yeah, I need more storage area for food and provisions and stuff. So I'd either have to have another shed or whatever. But yeah, for living in, I don't know, this has worked. There's no shower in here though, so it would have to have a shower added and but yeah. Hello, Carolina. Yeah, Sherry, send me that address. I'll go look at it. I'm curious. Everyone is running away from California. I ran away from California in 2014 and never looked back. I went back for my son's graduation from, he joined the Marines and he was graduating from boot camp back in, I think, 2015, maybe. And I went back for that and then still haven't gone back to visit or anything. And all my kids still live there. I know it's bad. No, I am not in Washington State. I did move to the Ozarks. So I left Washington State I left California in 2014, and then I left Washington State March 9th on my birthday this year, and have been out in the Ozarks ever since. No, I am in Arkansas, Carolina. The house needs work or torn down. That's usually the case for most of these out here, Sherry. That's why I'm like kind of curious. But if it has water and septic and stuff, then that's pretty cool. Your uncle is a retired Marine. I think my son's going to be a retired Marine pretty soon. He was going to re-enlist. And then when I talked to him last, he said he wasn't going to re-enlist. So his original goal was to go into the Marines and come out a sergeant and then be a police officer. And he's wanted to be a police officer since he was in junior high school and did the police explorers and all that. And then with everything that's going on with the police and, you know, the chops and all that stuff, he's decided that he no longer wants to be a police officer. So I think October is when he gets out of the Marines. Oh, you're close to Manhattan. Wow. So you're in the city then. The C Drop says, last time I lived in California, I was working engineering for Polaris Pool. I don't know where what Polaris Pool is. The cost of living here is very low compared to, you know, the only thing I can compare it to is California and Washington. And it seems to me it's pretty low. The taxes here are higher, like state tax that you pay on items that you buy in the store are higher, but overall everything's pretty much lower. California is fun to visit, I think. Like, you know, I grew up in Los Angeles area. So we went to Disneyland a gazillion times. And then I moved to the Bay Area and I took my kids to Disneyland a gazillion times. The last time I went to Disneyland, my youngest son was 2 years old and it was 114 degrees. And I never went back to Disneyland after that because I can't handle that heat. But I think that was the last time I even went to Southern California. And that was like, I want to say, let's see, he's 26. So it was like 24 years ago. But so it's fun to visit. Yosemite is beautiful, wonderful. If I were to go back to visit California, I would visit the Sierra area and my friends there. But I don't know that I'd want to go back down to the Bay Area again, which is where I spent most of my adult life. But yeah, I'm like awed at Arkansas. You know, I've like traveled all over the United States. I've been to a lot of states, but I never went to Arkansas. Like until I came here in January to buy the land, I had never knew anything about Arkansas. And then I didn't find out until I came to buy the land that I have a bunch of friends here from gardening that were in Arkansas. I just never paid attention to what state they lived in. Um, so yeah, I'm still like learning about what all the state has to offer, but so far it's absolutely beautiful here. Hello, Neon Emma. Let's see, how much are the lots around there? I've been looking at the Ozarks. I think the lots here are 50 foot by 100 foot, and when you buy them through like Homestead Crossing, and there's Arkansas Land for You, there's a couple different places that sell the lots here. They are the unrestricted lots, I think, run for about 2,000. You can get them anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500. But they're 50 by 100, or some of them are 75 by 75 feet. When I bought mine, though, I bought mine through the state. I should do a video on how I found it. But anyhow, I bought mine through the state. They were state-owned lands for that the state had taken over for back taxes. And so I just paid the back taxes on the lots that I purchased so far. And so I paid a lot less than that. I think they were, each lot was $125 to $150 a piece. So, but I've been watching, and those lots are gone now. And people have bought up all the ones that that were unrestricted that the state owned. So I have a feeling that they were bought up by like Homestead Crossing and some of the land brokers. But okay, I get the feeling that half the country will move to Arkansas soon. So many folks out there are moving there, or Tennessee. You're right. Homestead Aquarius, I'm afraid of the same thing, which is the reason why I'm trying to buy up as many of these individually owned lots around me as possible, so I don't have any neighbors. Drops family says, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be a cop right now either. My son was actually very smart. So when he went into the Marines, I'm going to like, you know, blow his horn for a little bit. But when he went into the Marines, he his MOS was diesel mechanic. But then he was also reserve. So he's going to school right now to become an architectural engineer. But he always wanted to be a police officer. So he was going to use diesel mechanics and architectural engineers as backup in case he got injured or something as a police officer. So he actually has 3 different career choices right now. But yeah, he doesn't want to be a police officer anymore. So, which, you know, as a mom, when he was in junior high school and he told me he wanted to be a police officer, my heart was kind of like, and he wanted to be drug task force, which, you know, scared the heck out of me. And then he told me later on, after he graduated high school, that he was going into the Marines. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, because, and I'm super proud of him. Don't get me wrong. But as a mom, you're like, oh my gosh, no, he really is going to get shot. And so I'm kind of, as a mom, glad that he's leaving the Marines now and he's not going to be a police officer. It's like the worry factor is a little bit less. But the flip side of that is, as a mom, you know, I believe that our day that we're going to die is like already set the day we're born. And so if he were to get injured or killed in the line of duty, either as a police officer or as a Marine, you know, at least he's doing something that he's supposed to be doing instead of not many. I wouldn't want to have to be that mom that said, you know, my son got shot or killed because he was doing a drug deal. I'd rather him be, you know, doing something good when that day comes. So if that made any sense at all. Let's see. Okay, Sherry, message me that on Facebook and I'll go take a look at it because I don't even know where those roads are, but I'll go look it up. Polaris Pool is a pool and irrigation company. Oh, okay. So Drops, you probably know a lot about water, and I have to learn rain catchment. So I know kind of plumbing, but not a lot. Um, yeah, drops. Washington is becoming a lot like California, which is another reason why I left that area. Carolina says, my kid's dad is an ex-Marine. We have never taken advantage of any of the military benefits. Drops Family Garden says, we mostly design control systems for pools and irrigation equipment. Yeah, see, I need to learn. And that's one of the things that I've been doing a lot of is watching videos on rain catchment and water systems and stuff like that. But there's not very many videos that go step by step. This is how we did it, which is kind of like what I need, like a rain catchment for dummies. So if you guys know of some videos that, show the how-tos like really, really well, you can always forward me those. I'm always up for that. Let's see. Okay, be right back. Got to get a client. Okay, drops. Hello, I swallow. Yeah. Do I have a moderator in here? Let's see. Okay, never mind. I took care of it. I'm retired Navy and I've not asked government for a thing. Yeah, and I don't think my son would either, Eds. He's more, I can say that I've raised some really wonderful adult children that that are very self-sufficient and, productive members of society, thankfully. Grandma's so happy. Hello. How are you, Bonnie? I need to look at YouTube here. Give me a second. You guys might get some feedback, but I want to check and see. Here, give me a second. Okay. I'm going to see if I have any moderators in here. Do I? I do not see any. Okay, do I have any volunteers for a moderator? Because apparently, I've timed out the troll, but I don't want to have to watch. Hi, Katie. How are you? I know it's morning over there, huh? Yeah. Okay, Apricot Tiny House. You got it. Let me. I just need a couple wrenches. Patty's not in here right now. I don't need drop links. I just, watch these names that are coming up, Ed. I'll go ahead and give you a wrench, but watch these names that are coming up because I blocked the two that came through, but I'm sure it'll come back again. Because these kids have nothing better to do than to create disgusting accounts. Yeah, you're blue. So yeah, just be careful when you time out, and make sure that you got the right person. Let's see. See, it's been so long since I've done lives that I don't even know who I have as moderators anymore. And you got it. I think I got you, Katie. Did I? Okay, Katie, go ahead and. Oh no, I got you. Yeah. All right, I got you added also, Katie. Thank you. Okay, we got a mod squad going. Thank you, Minnesota gal. I just, some of these people, some people's children. Yeah, I got a bunch of blue in here now. Okay, now I can see who is blue and that I have someone blue. So let me go ahead and close down that. I am like odd at my internet connection because normally it is horrible. At night when everybody else is doing lives and I try to stream their lives, I just get the spinny thing all day long. And so I am odd that my internet is, or my cell phone signal is actually working. Thank you so much. So how are you guys doing up there? Did you guys get storms up there, Katie and Bonnie? We had some pretty bad ones come through here, but I'm learning how to survive them, like by not knowing, I guess. Yeah, Katie's blue too. Katie and Bonnie, my Marco friends. And how is my stream? It doesn't like lag out or anything? Yeah, in Texas. I know it came through Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky got hit too, but and Missouri. I just wish I would have taken more videos of my cats up in the window because it was really comical. They were like sitting there watching the storms, no idea that we had tornado warnings going on. Oh, wonderful. Oh, I know what else I had to tell you guys. I know some of you guys saw on Facebook, but look at what I got to match my other one. So I had a lot of my videos were done by they were done on a GoPro 5, which was ancient, but it was still better than most cameras. But I had had that camera for many years and didn't do an upgrade, and my phone actually did better video than the GoPro did, just for stabilization and stuff. So I finally broke down, and they had a really good deal on the GoPro 9. And I bought the GoPro 9 and the media mod and the lens mod and the max lens. So hopefully now when I do video, and I haven't even tried it yet, I've taken no videos with it yet, but I can also go live from it. I just have to learn how to do that. And so hopefully now when you guys watch my videos, they won't be bouncing around and you won't have all the wind noise and the noise from the, I was getting a lot of feedback noise from the, what do you call this thing? Tripod thing, holding the tripod. Every little noise was going into the microphone on that old camera. So hopefully it'll be a whole lot better than what you guys have been seeing on my channel. Let's see. No, not bad storms, just normal rain, says Bonnie. The stream is awesome. Good. That is so good to know. Okay. Homestead Aquarius, your stream has been good. It's buffered only one time for 30 seconds for me. That was about 20 minutes ago. Good. That is like, you guys have no idea. Now what I want to do next is take my MiFi and my camera over to the property and do a live stream from the property there and see. I mean, it would have to be a shorter live stream because the camera battery will die and the MiFi battery will die, but I want to see how well the signal is over there at the property too, because that's a little bit of ways away, and I've never tried the signal over there. So St. Cloud, Minnesota. I have no idea where that even is. Let's see, Minnesota. Oh, so Grandma's so happy you guys are kind of close to each other. That's cool. GoPros are cool cameras. I sure hope so, because I was watching in the YouTube Facebook group about cameras, and there was a difference between this and the DJI. Everybody was like kind of on the fence. There's a battle between the two. And then I just decided to go with the GoPro because that's what I know. But I'm hoping it was the right decision. We'll find out. Am I going live at the meetup? I don't know, Sherry, because I have to figure out. Well, it all depends on my signal, number one. And number two, I have to figure out how to do a live stream from this GoPro. I haven't done that yet. Further west on May 27th. Oh, because you're moving. Yeah. That's like 2 weeks away, right? Minnesota gal, 2 or 3 weeks. And Ed's, that's awesome. So now I got to go back and see what I missed Ed say. Oh, okay. Where you worked at. Okay, guys, so it has been a little over an hour, and I think that I want to call this guy back and find out where my house is and when it's going to be delivered. So I'm a little anxious there. Sherry, me too. I'm like really getting excited. Hey, Lee's Arkansas bound. You shut up just in time for me to quit because I want to go call this guy and find out where my house is. He's left me a message. So you know what? I wonder if I could play it back. I don't want to chance it because it takes my, no, he didn't leave me a message. Darn it. So yeah, I have to call him back and find out when the house is going to get delivered. Hopefully it's soon and he's got good news for me. Okay, Ed, how do you do the live from the meetup then? Are you doing it from your phone, or I don't know how to do all this techie stuff. I can't wait for it to be delivered to Vonnie. I still want to get started on this, and I want to hurry up and get started on it before the materials really skyrocket. Okay, guys, so I'm going to let you go. I'll go. Yes, on the 21st, sharing. And I need to message you too, because I want to find out are you getting a room down there, or I don't even know where the rooms are there because I'm not part of that group that was putting it on. So I need to find out more information about where this meetup is so that I can better prepare for it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that meetup because I think every YouTuber in the world is going to be there, so it seems. But guys, I'm going to let y'all all go so I can go call this guy back and find out when my house is coming. So I will talk to you all later. Thank you so much for joining me here. And I will probably go live again in a few days. The meetup is in Pryor, Oklahoma. That's all I know. I don't know what time, nothing. Yeah, and I think they're arriving on the 21st for the meetup on the 22nd. All right, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. And Sherry, I'm going to message you now. All right, bye-bye.